how do you get excited about? I mean, the only two matches that like you can really say, oh, I wonder what's going to happen are the Elimination Chamber matches, right?
This is the Casual Wrestling Show. Casual Wrestling Show.
All right, let's end the show here, Mike. Royal Rumble was one of the most memorable premium live events in the past 5 years, I'd say. Looking forward to the Elimination Chamber and what is actually announced for the card. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this card? Are you waking up at 5 a.m. to watch it, or 4 a.m., whatever time it is where you are? And predictions.
I'm at like a 5, man. And I feel bad saying that because it shouldn't be that way on the road to WrestleMania. But I think a lot of it has to do with the time thing. Yeah. I think if this was a regular time zone, I might be a little bit higher on it. But I consider the time zone. I consider how the matches are pretty predictable as well. How do you get excited about? I mean, the only two matches that like you can really say, oh, I wonder what's going to happen are the Elimination Chamber matches, right? Yeah. And I think one is pretty predictable. The other, I think yesterday got a little bit interesting, which is the women. Mm-hmm. But the men, I think we all assume Drew's gonna win that.
I think our predictions are gonna be pretty in line. I'm like you. I'm 4-5 excitement. Probably not. There was a part of me that was gonna get up. I'll probably just watch it later in the day. I think this feels like a glorified press conference for WrestleMania. It feels like just tying up the last little ribbons that need to just be put into place to go into WrestleMania. I don't know. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks, do they blow the roof off and The Rock shows up during this Grayson Waller thing?
Obviously, it's going to happen. I mean, either Roman or him are going to show up.
So you think so? See, I can see a situation where it just ends up being Grayson Waller and Theory talking shit to Cody and Seth, and we get some squash match between them. I could see WWE doing that. It's a long way to travel to cut a promo.
That's true.
For Roman and The Rock. And while I think, there was the talk of Australia wanting The Rock, how committed. If he shows up in fucking Australia, he gets my respect. We're good to go. As far as, like you said, Rhea versus Nia, come on, man. You're not taking the title off of Rhea a month before and putting it on Nia. Come on. We know better than that. That's a pretty locked in thing. And you're not doing it in Australia of all places. The place will go crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Tag team title, that's a weak tag team match.
Yeah. Come on now. We're not. If other established tag teams couldn't get it done, there's no way.
Yeah, this is just a match on the card to me. This is, even if this was on Monday Night Raw, and this is nothing against Butch, and I don't even really know the other guy's name, which is probably sad.
Tyler Bates?
Tyler Bates, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, this just feels like setting up for DIY to win the titles at WrestleMania. That's all it says. Tying up ribbons, getting the Judgment Day. They needed to be established as a tag team because they don't defend. And here we go. What do we got? Men's Chamber. It's got to be Drew.
I say Drew like 95%, and I have a 5% for Randy. Those are the only two possibilities. And at the way Drew's been built, come on now. It's going to be Drew.
Yeah, I feel like he separated himself, and that we're all I think everybody's pretty okay with doing Seth Drew again.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would get tired of it, but I think Drew has established himself in the last couple of weeks as he's the only guy who really deserves that shot, especially knowing that it was going to be CM Punk. I think that's the next best thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the Women's Chamber, like you said, there is some doubt, but is there some doubt? It's Becky, right? The press conference in Vegas had her come out and say that the man is always on top and shit. To me, that felt like, all right, they solidified this match. Who else? It's not Bianca. I think Bianca and Tiffany lock up inside this chamber, and we're gonna get Bianca and Tiffany at WrestleMania. I think that's what we're getting.
I think there's look, Bianca's not going to be left off the WrestleMania card.
No, by no means. And I think she'll have a prominent match with Tiffany Stratton. They'll build it up to be a thing, I think. That's my belief. I don't know for sure.
I got to think about that one, but I know for sure Bianca will be at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Liv's not winning.
No, and then they brought back Raquel last night. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it could be Raquel." And Raquel got entered into the chamber to have some big, muscular, strong spots, kind of
and to put doubt. I think it was literally to put doubt in people's mind, right? Because I literally think that up until maybe a week ago, that was Jade Cargill. That was her spot. And they had big spots planned, and they go, "Oh shit, we need someone big and strong who can do that stuff." And Raquel's perfect. But yeah, Raquel, you can't build a month build around Raquel Rodriguez and sell that match. Becky and Rhea has been building up. And then Grayson Waller effect with Seth and Cody, that kind of feels like a cop-out to me.
Yeah, so I guess like my real predictions for Elimination Chamber are you're going to start getting a lot of these WrestleMania matches established, right? I think in the Chamber, you're going to see some interaction between LA Knight and Logan Paul. I think we'll get that kind of squared away. Set it up for
definitely.
WrestleMania. I think during the Waller effect, maybe Jay and Jimmy kind of get into it at some point.
Would make sense. That would definitely make sense.
And then I don't know who else could we put together for WrestleMania at this point. Bianca and Tiffany possibly, like you mentioned.
My only question, if it's not Bianca and Tiffany, what do you do with Bianca?
I feel like it was gonna either be a tag with Jade.
See, I think they've pulled back on Jade. I think that they might have seen something and gone, not yet. She's not yet. Yeah. We're building towards it, but let's not put her on. That's rough being put at WrestleMania for your first kind of spotlight. Yeah. You got to sell the show. I think Jade may be Monday after WrestleMania coming out and attacking whoever's champion.
I can see that.
I like that. But yeah, with Bianca, I don't. Bianca Naomi.
I guess that's the intrigue for Elimination Chamber, right?
Yeah, there it is. There's your reason to watch.
Yeah, what's Bianca gonna do?
You got anything else?
How much? I mean, we got a little bit here. I was just curious. You can answer it however you want.
Hey, you better bring it if we debating going toe to toe. No holding back. I'm speaking the facts. Let me introduce you to the dopest show. Nerdy D and Milwaukee Mike, bringing the energy. If you a fan of wrestling and especially WWE, this is the Casual Wrestling Show.